The blues begat rock and roll, and we were going to see where its king was born. We were back on the trace and in Tupelo, Mississippi, the site of Elvis Presley's birthplace. Rock and roll's first major star was born in 1935 in this two-room house. This small home attracts fans much like Graceland, his mansion in Memphis. It's been restored and the city built a park around it.
In 1935, this was a pasture, a dairy farm, and it was way out in the country. So it does look a lot different than it did back then.
But this is the house.
This is the house, built right here on this spot.
We wanted to trace his early musical journey. The city has put up signs to help fans with their Elvis pilgrimage. Like so many blues and country musicians, Elvis first learned to sing in church. That church is long gone, but there's another one on the site where the Assembly of God stood. He also sang in assemblies at his elementary school. The auditorium is still used today. Who knows? Maybe another rock and roll idol will emerge from the many Presleys who continue to live near Tupelo.
And this is my husband's great-grandpa, and this is Elvis's great-uncle.
And so there are still lots of Presleys around here? Or?
Oh yes, sir. They have a Presley reunion every year.
It took more than swivel hips and a curled lip to turn Elvis into a star. He needed a guitar. He bought his first one at the Tupelo hardware store. You can still buy a guitar at the hardware store. Fans want to stand at the counter where Elvis got his twang.
One of them is Joe Perry with Aerosmith. He lives just outside of Boston, and he has an Elvis room in his home. And he came in and said, I want to buy a guitar from where the king of rock and roll bought his guitar.
We were hungry, so we wanted to see where the king bought his burgers. Johnny's was the spot where Elvis stopped for a burger and a Royal Crown Cola, or an ROC, as he called it. They still make the burgers the way Elvis liked them. A mix of dough and hamburger meat, fried on the grill, topped with onions, pickles, and cheese. It was called a Johnny's Burger, and it still is. Thoroughly fortified, we hit the road. We were headed for Jackson.